The U.S. Supreme Court just boosted Trump's executive powers. The Supreme Court's ruling on June 27, 2025, which limited the ability of lower courts to issue nationwide injunctions, will impact several of President Trump's executive actions. While the specific policies will be subject to further litigation, the ruling generally makes it more challenging for opponents to halt them nationwide. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do so now so that we can bring more content of this type on the channel. Please subscribe now. Executive actions likely to be affected by the ruling include Birthright Citizenship Executive Order. The Supreme Court sent cases challenging Trump's executive order attempting to end birthright citizenship back to lower courts, directing them to reconsider the scope of their injunctions. The order to end birthright citizenship may face further challenges in lower courts. Cutting off funds to sanctuary cities. Trump had previously sought to cut funding to jurisdictions that limit cooperation with federal immigration authorities. This policy may now be easier for the administration to pursue. Suspending refugee resettlement. The Supreme Court ruling could potentially affect lower court injunctions that have blocked the administration's efforts to suspend refugee resettlement. Freezing unnecessary federal funding. This refers to Trump's stated goal of reducing government spending. The ruling might make it easier to implement such measures despite legal challenges. Preventing federal funds from paying for gender-affirming surgeries. This controversial policy could also be less susceptible to nationwide injunctions. Policies regarding the federal workforce. The ruling has implications for policies impacting the federal workforce, though widespread layoffs may remain on hold. Important notes: the Supreme Court's ruling did not address the legality of these specific policies, only the scope of nationwide injunctions. Opponents can still challenge these policies through class action lawsuits or seek narrower injunctions tailored to specific harms. Lower courts will now revisit previously issued injunctions to determine their future scope, and the outcome could result in a patchwork of enforcement across the country. Legal experts suggest the ruling significantly empowers the executive branch by limiting the ability of lower courts to broadly halt presidential actions. The Supreme Court's decision limiting nationwide injunctions could have significant implications for Languages Unlimited's clients, particularly those with interests in the United States. Here are some potential impacts. Business operations. Companies with operations in the U.S. might be affected by the ruling, especially if they rely on nationwide injunctions to navigate complex regulatory environments. Changes in the availability of these injunctions could impact their business strategies and compliance efforts. Immigration and visa processes. Individuals and families with ties to the U.S. might face changes in immigration policies or procedures, potentially affecting their ability to work, study, or live in the country. This could, in turn, impact their relationships with Languages Unlimited's translation services. Legal proceedings. Clients involved in U.S. legal proceedings, such as international disputes or commercial litigation, might need to adapt their strategies in response to the ruling. This could lead to increased demand for translation and interpretation services related to legal documents and proceedings. Regulatory environment. The decision could influence the regulatory landscape in various industries, such as healthcare, finance, or environmental protection. Companies operating in these sectors might require updated translations of regulatory documents, policies, or procedures. Potential opportunities for Languages Unlimited. Increased demand for specialized translation services. As clients navigate the implications of the ruling, they may require more specialized translation services, such as legal translation, regulatory compliance documentation, or immigration-related translation and interpretation. New business opportunities. The decision could create new opportunities for Languages Unlimited to provide translation and interpretation services to companies and individuals affected by the changes in the U.S. judicial system. Now it's your turn. What do you think of this decision by the Supreme Court? Is increasing the president's executive powers good or bad for the country? Please let us know in the comments section below.